Don't cry. It's joining the journey. Let's go! So Faputa knows Reg somehow, even though Riko named him Reg back in Orth. She refers to him as Reg and acts like Reg has had that name for a long time now. Obviously there is some kind of past connection there, but Reg cannot connect the dots. Speaking of connecting the dots, I've had the theory that the three sages sort of founded this place. I think it was pretty obvious that there was some correlation there, you know, going towards the flashbacks and everything. But I wasn't expecting that reveal so soon. Now, I still think there are a lot of dots to connect. There's still so many things that we don't know, that I don't know about what's going on. You see the girl, like, hooked up to this, like, the ooze, the value ooze, and, like, I guess she's in control of that. That's something that's happening. We see Belaf in this hollow form. He's, again, a snake. I keep mentioning snake. I think I've said the word snake in every single episode review so far. He's a weird, gross onyx metal snake thing. And Mitty is there for some reason, and again, I feel like every time something is revealed, and I feel like I'm getting some kind of like, oh, okay, and then there's like, wait, whoa, what? there's so much of that. The peaks and values of reveals and mystery continue with this episode of Made in Abyss. So I want to talk about the exchange between Reg and Faputa. I guess it's more of a confrontation than anything. For starters, incredible animation here. I love how Faputa moves. She has this, like, Jiraiya, Nito Jizo type of hair. It kind of reminds me of the weird, like, silver razor-back wolf thing that screwed up Riko's arm. It reminds me of that creature, and I wonder if they're, like, doing types of experimentation, or is that just something that naturally occurs in the Abyss through this hollowification or whatever. I'm really curious about that. Like, are they experimenting with their bodies? Also, the hulking Big Daddy dude that Faputa rides, basically, he has an arm that is very similar to Reg's, and I'm curious if he is involved in Reg's past in some way, or the creation of these dolls or whatever. Is that something that is common down here? I have no clue. So I actually find it quite tragic that Regu cannot remember anything from his past. Now, this is a theme that has, you know, gone on throughout the entire series, and I think in the movie as well, we see, like, flashbacks, sort of, real fuzzy, you know, voices and things like that. And it really sort of, I think that is going to be a central plot line here, is sort of his past loss. And I had no idea that going down into the 6th layer, we would be talking about the origins of Reg. But it looks like that is possibly a thing. Now, again, I have no idea how she knows that his name is Reg. And what was his name before that? Was he always Reg somehow? I'm starting to think that maybe, like, the Abyss and Orth and everything outside, it's all connected. There's no, like, that is also a part of the Abyss. This is all a part of this world, perhaps, and maybe there's sort of like a hive mind situation, and they're able to, like, feed off of memories. We're getting, like, weird with the theory crafting here, but that's sort of my only explanation right now. And the fact that Mitty is here, I don't get it. Okay, so I do kind of understand the fact that we destroyed Mitty, but the value was transferred to someone else. The value of Mitty was transferred to Belaf. Perhaps that's something. I don't know. I don't really fully understand what exactly is happening, and I know the next episode we're probably going to get a lot of clarity in regards to what exactly is going on here. I'm guessing we're going to get some flashback stuff that can bridge the gap. That can bridge the gap between this episode and just all of its, you know, heavy-handed themes. So outside of all of the craziness that is this episode and its reveals and its mystery and all of that, there's also a lot of other really, really awesome moments. First things first, I have to say it. Yes, justice for Ma-san. I might have said some cruel things in last week's episode review, but I think Ma-san definitely gets that redemption here. I really do. We see her save Riko from. I don't want to know what was going to happen in that alleyway. I don't want to know. But Ma-san definitely comes in clutch and saves Rico. And you know, I thought the guy was ugly. I thought this thing was he was the gross pink guy, you know, but seeing it cry, I'm gonna be honest, that hurt my heart. It really hurt my heart to see Ma-san all alone with the tears, and then Rico coming back. Like, that was a really sweet moment, in my opinion. And I gotta eat my words. I was wrong. Ma-san is precious. Ma-san, we protect Ma-san here. Also, we gotta talk about diarrhea. It's not something I ever expected to say in front of the camera. I actually really liked the bit, to be honest. The weird tentacle toilet that eats bugs, I thought was super, super funny. I love bringing back Leader, you know, like, make sure to drink lots of water. It reminded me of, like, a guidebook to camping. And it kind of, you know, took me back to the beginning of the series, how there kind of was a guidebook. You know, it was like, hey, don't touch that plant, or this creature we can eat because that one's yummy and full of nutrition. And I kind of got that vibe again. And it's been a very, very long time since the series has kind of had that. And I thought it was very welcomed in this episode. You know, it reminds you of kind of where we've been, I guess. Also, the restaurant was really, really cool as well. Sort of like a Star Wars cantina vibe happening. All of the gross hollows, so many cool hollow designs. There's like a weird praying mantis dude, and then there's also like a purple guy that kind of looks like McDonald's, the Grimace thing or whatever. I get that vibe. There's also Wazukyan as well. Wazukyan, I believe that's how you pronounce the name. We see that they've changed. There's definitely a change, and this guy looks gross as well. And obviously, Belaf, this giant snake dude, looks awesome. Like, I love the hollow designs. I think it's really easy to make gross creatures, but it is not easy to make gross creatures also look really, really cool. They don't feel like just like background fodder. They do all look very interesting to me. And I'm impressed. I'm actually really impressed with the production so far. Not just in this episode, but so far the entire series. Or the entire season at least, has been outstanding, has been truly outstanding. The stuff that they're doing with the composition, the stuff that they're doing with the soundtrack, of course, Kevin Penkin, I cannot praise this man enough. I really love some of the shots in this episode. Again, we get those kind of sweeping vista shots, when we also get shots that are at the restaurant, you know, that are crowded and kind of claustrophobic, and you can kind of feel the atmosphere. You know, there's a lot of atmosphere in this market, as well as outside of the market where Faputa lies, and what's going on over there. And this giant clock tower as well, what's that about? Ragu's kind of reminiscing about things, and he's at some kind of grave site as well. There's so much in this episode that I can, you know, point at. I can just say, hey, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. It really does feel like an amusement park of mystery in a way. But again, I love this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So make sure to comment down below and give me your thoughts on this week's episode of Made in Abyss. I mean, I know I have a lot of manga readers, you know, that like to comment and give their thoughts about the pacing and how the adaptation is, and I truly, truly appreciate that. I like to also just say I truly appreciate you guys watching these videos and taking the time to comment and everything. That stuff means a lot to me. It truly does. But I'm actually curious about people that haven't read the manga. What are your theories about what's going on here and what's about to happen? How are these things connected? How does she know Reg? What is Belaf doing here? What is Mitty doing here? Give me your thoughts, you know, to the people that just have no clue what's going on like me. And also, of course, the manga readers as well. How are they handling all of this stuff? How is this adaptation working for you? I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for watching these reviews. It feels really, really good doing anime reviews again. It's been a very long time. This one's going up a little bit earlier. Hey, it's not, you know, a day late, so that feels good. That definitely feels good. It feels good to be doing these things in a little bit more of a timely fashion. But again, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, party on.